What's up, everyone? MRW talking that DeMarcus Cousins trade. So glad it has happened. Now we can finally move on from years and years, it seems like, of just will he or will he not get traded. It has happened. He is now with the Pelicans alongside Anthony Davis. I can't wait to see how that Twin Tower matchup is going to work out. I'm sure it's going to be fun to watch, but will it lead to a title? They still need a few more pieces, but first I want to start off with the Kings. Finally, they get to move on. This organization has struggled since the day they drafted Cousins. The technicals, the just you really haven't heard too much shit about him off the court. Mostly on the court is where Cousins has had his problems. The organization, just a carousel of coaches. I know that they actually had a coach that he liked, and they got rid of him. And the coach who is there, I like the coach. He's a very good coach, but at the same time, look, Cousins has been there. He has been there for a number of seasons, and for the most part, the Kings organization has not gotten it right. It's pretty much it has only been him. I think for that to have worked, they would have needed to bring in like a Chris Paul, like a Dwayne Wade, like a voice, a locker room presence, and they could not secure that type of presence. So now he's off to the Pelicans, right? He's off to the Pelicans. The Pelicans gave up next to nothing. Tyreke Evans, let me see, Galloway, and Buddy Hield. I really don't know what the fuck is up with the Kings' obsession on these shooting guards. They drafted McLemore. They drafted Stauskas. And there was actually another player, another two guard before McLemore that they drafted. I believe it was Bazemore. I think Bazemore, they drafted him. It didn't work out there, but he is definitely working out with the Hawks. And they keep drafting these two guards, these shooting guards, these athletic perimeter players, and I don't get it. I don't seem to get why. I don't know. It seems like they're looking for the next DeRozan, the next Paul George, the next Kobe Bryant. But they need to stop. They need to go out and actually get someone who's got like that winning attitude. Because as an organization, if you are not going to have like a solid coaching staff, right, or if you yourself, the GM, the president, the owner, if you're not gonna have like a sort of solid, if you won't provide a solid sort of foundation that can handle the personalities of like a DeMarcus Cousins or like a Ron Artest. When you think of Ron Artest, I'm talking about Ron Artest going back to like the old days of the brawl at the Palace. If you don't have like that type of management, you cannot have Cousins on your team. Look, there have been plenty of players like Cousins before, and there will be plenty of players like Cousins afterwards. So it's really up to the organizations to go out and get the right coaches, the right players that can rein a guy like that in, and when he gets too far away from the reservation. The Kings can never do it. So now, giving up next to nothing, the Pelicans, they have Cousins, they have AD. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen for the remainder of the season? They're going to win more games, for one. Two, it's going to be all about chemistry. And I think with Alvin Gentry at the helm, who is a player's coach, who will be able to get through Cousins, right? The antics, all that bullshit that you saw in Sacramento, you're not going to see so much of that in New Orleans. It's going to be a much toned down version of what he has been so far in his career. And I still think that they are missing a playmaker. They are missing, say, a couple shooters. They do have a utility player in Terrence Jones. If you're not a T. Jones fan, it's okay, because I'm not saying that he's all-star caliber. I'm not even saying that he can win you a title. But he is a sort of utility player. I liked him in Houston. He was very good. So he can help. He can help because you're not relying on him anyway. But you are relying on Cousins and AD, and you need for someone to get them the ball because they are not going to bring the ball up themselves. So they need playmakers. They don't even need a Chris Paul, but at the same time, in this upcoming free agent season, Chris Paul is one of them. He will be on the market. JJ Redick will be on the market. The Cousins, not the Cousins, but the Kings are looking, or not the Kings either. They're looking to go the other direction. But the Pelicans are looking to put together a team on par with the Warriors and with the Cavaliers. They are looking to put together a super team. So don't stop at Davis. Do not stop at Cousins. Go out there, try to get Chris Paul, get Redick. Go out there and get these players. Iguodala is going to be a free agent. Sean Livingston will be a free agent. Go out and get these players. If they can get that two shooters along with a playmaker, within 3 seasons, they will make it to the finals out of the West. I really do think that they can make it out of the finals or make it to the finals. Am I saying that they can easily beat the Warriors? No, but you know what? The Warriors have been beaten, and they do struggle against teams with big men who can switch out onto the perimeter. Hence why the Pelicans went in the direction of getting Cousins, because they have seen that Cousins against the Warriors does a pretty good job of moving his feet, as well as Davis does. So now you have two big men, two-way big men, defense, offense, that can switch out on the perimeter and stay in front of Curry and Klay Thompson. That's pretty dangerous. That is pretty dangerous. If I'm the Warriors, I'm looking at that. I am definitely looking at that. I'm a bit nervous. I think the first round, if the Pelicans do end up meeting the Warriors in the first round, which is very likely because in the West, that 8th seed is still up for grabs. They do have to be concerned. Now, from this point on, I don't know. We don't know what the Pelicans will do as far as bringing in more help out on the perimeter, since they did just gut their perimeter. But we shall see. What do you guys think? Have you guys been following the trade so far? Who is next? Will the Bulls now trade Jimmy Butler? Does that put Boston on the hot seat to now make a trade now that they are out of the Cousins sweepstakes? Stay tuned. But what do you guys think? Comments, questions below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Until next time.